Hi, this is Michael Kaszubski, and welcome to another Tuesday Tidbit presented by Regroup Advisors. So everybody that has known me for years, and those of you who don't, my very first company was called Summer Miss Landscaping, which I started when I was 16 years old. And that is the official story that we will go with. Allegedly, I had a different business when I was 13 that we will talk about. And this is where I really learned about how you need to have your supply and your supply chain matching what the demand is. And scalability is a very important piece because too much growth is just as bad as no growth at all. So back when I was 13 years old, my father owned his own business, and for Christmas he would receive liquor bottles from all of his employees. And a funny story is my father very rarely drank. So you can imagine having a 13-year-old boy being exposed to tool cabinets full of liquor and having an entrepreneurial mind, decided, I think I can make some money on this, because I wanted to buy a stereo system. So I took my mom's mason jars, I bought an a glass etcher, and I put in an individual number on each one. And I sold the jars for $10 to kids that were in high school that wanted something of an adult beverage for the local football games. Bought the jar for $10, you broke it, you had to come back, get another engraved one, and I had the serial numbers down, etc. Started grabbing the liquor from my dad's cabinet, filling up those jars, backfilling the liquor bottle with water and putting it in the back, figuring I'm going to be 40 by the time my dad gets to that bottle way in the back. Right, here's where I learned about demand and supply chain and way too much growth. Obviously, production exceeded my ability to backfill and restock my inventory. And therefore, one day I come home from school, my mom and dad are sitting at the kitchen table. And from when you walked in, you could look into the kitchen and through a set of mirrors, see them sitting there. At which point I saw about a dozen empty liquor bottles. My dad sitting there with this weird look on his face. My mom with a National Geographic open to the back where all the military schools were circled, and was thinking about sending me to either rehab or military school because obviously I am an alcoholic at 13. So I come in, I tell them, no, you don't understand. I've been selling this stuff to all the kids in the neighborhood, which wasn't a great answer at that point in time. My dad said, well, if you've been selling it, I want to see how much money you've made. So I went down to my bedroom, come up with a shoe box. Now, mind you, it was a cowboy shoe box, so therefore it's rather big. I opened it up and all of this money spilled out. My story ended at that point when I looked at my dad, who looked at me, didn't say anything, except, you need to go to your room, we'll talk about this later. Later in my life, my father revealed to me, he said, we counted through there was $3,800 in that box. And for a moment, I looked at your mother and said, should we let them liquidate our inventory that we're never going to drink, or do you think that's a bad idea? Obviously, my mom won that battle. Obviously, I didn't go to military school. Obviously, I didn't have to go to rehab. But my dad did get a big screen TV out of the deal. And I feel like there was the impact of my first business. And that's where I really learned, scale your growth. Don't grow too fast. You will topple and ultimately get in trouble. And that's been another Tuesday Tidbit from Regroup Advisors. Speak with you soon.
If you've enjoyed this episode of Business Plain and Simple Tuesday Tidbits by Regroup Advisors and don't want to miss future topics, well, like and follow us wherever you get your podcast. Interested in learning how Regroup Advisors can help your company? Contact us at info@regroupadvisors.com or online at regroupadvisors.com.